Do you think insomnia is just a normal part of getting older? In reality, it is a wake-up call for full-body premature aging. As we grow older, sleep, something that once came as effortlessly and naturally as breathing, suddenly becomes hard to grasp. But this is not just about tossing and turning or waking up in the middle of the night. It is a red alert from your body, a warning sign of a chain reaction of serious issues involving your brain, your heart, your immune system, and even your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. And the worst part is many people are going through this every single day without realizing they are pushing their health closer and closer to the edge. In today's video, we are going to uncover the shocking truth behind the connection between aging and sleep, why the older you get, the harder it becomes to sleep well, and how that silent struggle is gradually breaking down your body, destroying your memory, affecting your emotions, and even shortening your lifespan. The facts hidden behind what many believe is just normal age-related insomnia will shake you to your core. The good news is you will learn how to stop all of it before it is too late. Before we dive in, drop a positive commitment in the comments to open the door to better sleep. Something like, "I deserve deep and peaceful sleep every single night." Or feel free to share any personal wish for health and healing. And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the powerful knowledge that can help you live longer, live healthier, and live better every day. Let's build a community full of positive energy and wisdom together. To truly understand why sleep becomes more fragile with age, we need to take a closer look inside the aging body, where every mechanism that regulates sleep starts to break down. As we get older, many biological processes in the body begin to change, and the part of the brain that controls sleep is one of the most affected. The command center that regulates the sleep-wake cycle is located in the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, which sits in the hypothalamus. In younger people, this area functions very effectively. It detects light signals from the environment, adjusts the body's internal clock, and helps us fall asleep easily, deeply, and in a smooth, uninterrupted way. However, with age, the neurons in the SCN begin to degenerate. This disrupts the biological clock. Older adults often feel sleepy earlier in the evening, wake up earlier in the morning, and paradoxically struggle to get truly deep and restful sleep. Another key factor is the decline in melatonin production, the hormone released at night that acts like a switch, signaling the brain to slow down and prepare for rest. When we are young, melatonin is released in a steady rhythm that matches the day-night cycle. But as we age, the pineal gland, which produces melatonin, becomes less active, leading to a shortage of this essential hormone. As a result, older individuals may not feel sleepy at the right time, often experience fatigue throughout the day, but still find themselves tossing and turning at night. Low melatonin levels also make sleep lighter and more easily disturbed by small triggers like light noise or even anxiety. On top of that, aging also affects brainwave activity during sleep. Delta waves, the type of brainwaves associated with deep restorative sleep, drop significantly in older adults. This helps explain why many of them wake up feeling like their sleep was not satisfying, find it easy to wake up in the middle of the night, and hard to fall back asleep. Sleep no longer serves as a powerful tool for restoring energy. Instead, it becomes a broken cycle that drags feelings of exhaustion into the next day. Understanding these mechanisms not only helps us be more compassionate toward the sleep challenges that older people face, but it also marks the first step in truly addressing, improving, and restoring quality of life at its very roots. But these changes do more than just make it harder for older adults to sleep. They also open the door to a wide range of serious health consequences that most people would never expect, some of which can even be life-threatening. 1. Let's talk about the immune system. Sleep is not just a time for rest, it is when the body launches a deep recovery process, especially for the immune system. During the different stages of sleep, particularly during deep sleep, the body ramps up production of cytokines. These are proteins that play a vital role in coordinating immune responses, helping to fight off bacteria, viruses, and inflammation. Think of cytokines as gatekeepers. They detect and destroy harmful invaders right at the point of entry. When older adults are sleep deprived even by just a few hours each night over an extended period, their bodies produce fewer cytokines. Without enough of these defenders, the immune system becomes sluggish and slow to react to threats. That is why older people who suffer from frequent insomnia are more likely to catch lingering colds, develop pneumonia, urinary tract infections, and respiratory diseases. What is worse, their recovery takes much longer because their bodies are not getting the proper recharge they need. Lack of sleep also reduces the effectiveness of vaccines, a crucial issue for older adults whose immune systems are already weaker than those of younger people. Several studies have shown that people who do not get enough sleep after vaccination generate fewer antibodies, which lowers the shot's ability to protect them. 2. Let's talk about the endocrine system. When sleep is shortened or constantly disrupted, the body does not get enough time to lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that should naturally decline at night. Instead of reaching a state of calm and recovery, the sympathetic nervous system stays in high gear, keeping the body in a constant state of alert. As a result, blood pressure does not drop as it should during sleep. The heart continues beating rapidly, and blood vessels remain constricted, a silent but persistent burden on the cardiovascular system, which is already more fragile with age. Chronically high levels of cortisol also disrupt blood sugar metabolism. Cortisol can reduce the body's sensitivity to insulin, making it harder for glucose to enter cells and causing blood sugar levels to rise. This explains why older adults with chronic insomnia are at a much higher risk of developing insulin resistance, a clear pathway to type 2 diabetes. And for those who already have diabetes, lack of sleep makes it even harder to control blood sugar levels, leading to irregular spikes and crashes and increasing the risk of serious complications. Beyond blood sugar, hormonal imbalances from sleep deprivation also disrupt the signals that regulate hunger and fullness, specifically the hormones leptin and ghrelin. When the body is tired due to lack of sleep, it sends a signal that says low on energy, triggering cravings, especially for sugary foods and refined carbohydrates. This creates a dangerous cycle. The less you sleep, the more you eat. The easier it is to gain weight, and the more likely you are to develop metabolic disorders, the foundation for serious conditions like high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, and even stroke. 3. The risk of memory decline and Alzheimer's disease. During deep sleep, especially the slow wave stage, our brain enters a critically important self-cleaning mode. This is when the brain's glymphatic system is most active. Its job is to flush out waste products that accumulate throughout the day, including a particularly dangerous molecule called beta amyloid. If not cleared in time, this protein can clump together into plaques in the brain, a hallmark and one of the most threatening signs of Alzheimer's disease. When sleep is disrupted, whether through frequent awakenings or sleeping only a few hours, this cleansing system does not get enough time to complete its task. Beta amyloid continues to build up day after day, silently forming stubborn protein clusters that interfere with neural signals and gradually destroy brain cells. MRI studies on people with chronic insomnia have shown that beta amyloid levels are significantly higher in the cortex and hippocampus, 2 brain regions responsible for memory, spatial navigation, and emotional processing. This is why older adults who do not get deep sleep or suffer from long-term sleep deprivation often show signs of forgetfulness, lack of concentration, getting lost in familiar places, and even unpredictable mood swings, such as irritability, mild depression, or unexplained anxiety. Sadly, many assume these symptoms are just a natural part of aging, not realizing that their brain is being damaged by chronic lack of sleep. What is even more concerning is that once beta amyloid accumulation begins, it tends to accelerate. The less you sleep, the more damage your brain endures, and the weaker your brain becomes, the harder it is to sleep. A dangerous and silent spiral that, if left untreated, can destroy memory and personality beyond recovery. 4. The risk of falling. In older adults, even small movements in daily life like walking through the bedroom at night or standing up from a chair require seamless coordination between the brain, the nervous system, and the muscles. When sleep is lacking, all three systems are impaired. Reflexes become slower, the ability to process environmental information is delayed, and the vestibular system, which controls balance, becomes noticeably weaker. This makes it much harder for older people to stay balanced or react quickly when faced with a slipping hazard. Just one missed step on the stairs, a bump against the edge of the bed, or a slip on a damp bathroom floor can lead to serious consequences: a fractured hip, a broken wrist, a head injury, or worse, a stroke caused by trauma. These seemingly minor injuries at an older age can mark the start of a major decline in health. Many older adults never fully recover from a fall, ending up bedridden for long periods, which can lead to complications like pneumonia, bed sores, or even death. And it is not just physical health that suffers, mental health takes a toll as well. One fall can destroy a person's confidence, making them afraid to move, causing them to withdraw socially, and leading to isolation and depression. And at the root of it all, the cause may be as simple as chronic sleep deprivation. After all these serious risks, here is the good news: sleep can be restored without medication, without complication, simply by applying scientific and consistent daily habits. 1. Regular physical exercise. Regular physical activity is one of the most effective natural sleeping pills ever recognized by science. Just 30 minutes of movement per day, whether it is a light walk, gentle yoga, slow cycling, or basic stretching, is enough to create noticeable improvements in sleep quality for older adults. When the body moves within its limits, the brain releases endorphins, neurotransmitters, that boost mood, reduce stress, and promote mental relaxation. Exercising in the morning or early afternoon is especially helpful as it helps reset your body's internal clock, making you feel naturally sleepy at night and allowing for deeper sleep. In addition, physical activity helps regulate blood pressure, improve circulation, and control blood sugar levels, all of which are factors that often disrupt sleep in older individuals. Many studies show that older adults who maintain a regular exercise routine sleep longer, wake up less during the night, and are less dependent on sleep medications. However, it is important to choose the right type and timing of exercise. Avoid working out too close to bedtime, as it can stimulate the nervous system and make the body feel more alert instead of relaxed. 2. Keeping a consistent sleep schedule. In sleep and circadian rhythm research, one of the most important yet often overlooked factors is consistency in sleep and wake times. This is not just empty advice. In fact, keeping a fixed sleep schedule forms the foundation that allows the body and brain to synchronize their internal cycles, making it much easier to fall asleep naturally and deeply, especially for older adults. When you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends or days off, the body gradually builds a stable internal clock. This clock, regulated by the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the brain's hypothalamus, learns to release the sleep hormone melatonin at the right time, reduce cortisol at night, and adjust your body temperature, blood pressure, and heart rate to support restful sleep. In other words, your body will know when it is time to rest and when it is time to be alert, without relying on sleeping pills or artificial sleep aids. On the other hand, if your sleep schedule keeps changing, for example, going to bed at 9 o'clock in the evening one night, but not being able to fall asleep until 1 o'clock in the morning, the next your internal clock becomes confused. Your body does not know when to release. Which hormone, which makes it harder to fall asleep, causes shallow sleep, wakes you up in the middle of the night, or leaves you feeling tired and sluggish in the morning, even after spending enough time in bed. In older adults, where hormonal and neurological cycles are already less stable, this kind of disruption only makes insomnia worse, lowers energy levels, and weakens memory. Maintaining a regular sleep routine also brings positive effects on mood focus and emotional resilience. Numerous studies in neuropsychology show that older adults who stick to consistent sleep and wake times experience higher levels of happiness, lower anxiety, and fewer emotional disturbances. The sense of stability and security that comes from a predictable routine helps ease psychological stress, one of the hidden causes of chronic insomnia in older age. 3. Reasonable daytime naps. A midday nap, when done correctly, can be a powerful tool for recovery, especially for older adults. However, if the nap is too long or taken at the wrong time, it can become a hidden culprit that disrupts the body's biological clock and makes it harder to fall asleep at night. As we get older, our sleep at night often becomes shorter and much lower in quality. Many older adults feel sleepy in the afternoon and may easily drift into an unplanned nap. However, if that nap lasts more than 30 to 45 minutes or happens after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the body can enter deep sleep, and waking up during that stage often leads to grogginess and temporary confusion. More importantly, taking a deep nap in the afternoon can seriously interfere with your sleep at night because the brain no longer feels the need to fully rest again later. Neuroscientists call this effect sleep pressure erosion, meaning that when you sleep too much during the day, your body does not build up enough natural fatigue to fall asleep easily at night. This is especially risky in older adults, where the melatonin-cortisol rhythm is already more fragile and easily thrown off by small changes in the daily cycle. The ideal nap lasts about 15 to 30 minutes and should be taken before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, ideally between 12:30 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is when the brain naturally goes through a dip in alertness, which is a normal biological response after eating lunch. It is the perfect time for both the brain and body to recharge without interfering with your sleep at night. In addition, creating the right environment for a nap is important. The space should be quiet and dim, but not as cozy as your main sleeping area at night. This helps the body recognize the difference between a short rest and your primary sleep, making it easier to stay on a healthy sleep schedule. 4. Healthy evening eating habits. Dinner is one of the most direct and powerful factors affecting sleep quality, especially for older adults. As the body ages, the digestive system slows down and becomes less efficient. That means choosing the right foods in the evening not only helps improve sleep, but also supports overall cardiovascular, hormonal, and neurological health. First and foremost, it is important to avoid eating too late. When you eat close to bedtime, your digestive system is still working, while the rest of your body is trying to wind down. This not only delays the onset of sleep, but also increases the chances of bloating, indigestion, or even acid reflux, a very common issue in older individuals. Ideally, you should finish dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before going to bed, giving your body enough time to digest and align with your natural biological rhythms. Besides, timing the content of your evening meal also matters. Foods high in saturated fats, fried dishes, or heavily processed items force your digestive system to work harder, increase body temperature, and reduce melatonin production, all of which interfere with deep sleep. Similarly, chocolate, especially dark chocolate, contains caffeine and theobromine, two stimulants that can make it harder to sleep or raise your heart rate during the night. Coffee and alcohol are also two major sleep disruptors that are often misunderstood. While many believe that alcohol helps with sleep, it only causes temporary drowsiness. In reality, it fragments deep sleep and leads to frequent awakenings throughout the night. Caffeine from coffee can stay in your system for up to 8 hours, meaning that even a cup in the early afternoon can affect your ability to sleep that night. Instead, an ideal dinner should be light, easy to digest, and nutrient-rich leafy vegetables, whole grains, steamed fish, boiled eggs, warm low-fat milk, or foods high in tryptophan and amino acid that helps boost serotonin and melatonin production. Examples include ripe bananas, oats, and almonds. Sleep is not just a routine, it is a core pillar of health, especially in our later years. Every good night's sleep is an opportunity for the body to recover, for the brain to regenerate, and for the mind to regain its balance. On the other hand, poor or insufficient sleep does not just leave you tired, it triggers a cascade of serious consequences, from weakened immunity and blood pressure instability to blood sugar issues, cognitive decline, and even accidents during daily activities. That is why sleep care should be seen as a proactive therapy, not a luxury. The good news is, you can absolutely improve your sleep without needing medication. All it takes is starting with simple actions, going to bed at a consistent time, eating lightly in the evening, moving your body mindfully, and nurturing a positive emotional life. These small steps are the true foundation of a strong, healthy, and mentally sharp older age. Before we wrap up, leave a positive affirmation in the comments, something like, "I choose quality sleep to live clearly and fully every day." And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, so you never miss out on helpful knowledge like this. Let's build a community of health, longevity, and inspiration together.